Good morning, everyone. Let's start with the third part of the chapter Constitutional Design. Earlier, we have studied about the making of the Indian Constitution, the path which were taken, the Constituent Assembly which worked hard to have the strongest constitution for India, and the problems and challenges faced by them. So, now in this lecture, we will study about the guiding values of the Indian Constitution. At this stage, let us begin by understanding the overall philosophy of what our Constitution is all about. This can be done in two ways. Firstly, by understanding and listening to our leaders, what were their dreams for the new India. And secondly, we can directly see and learn from our own constitution that what is the actual philosophy of our own constitution. So let's begin with our leaders. What were their dreams and promises? While studying about the Constitutional Assembly and looking towards the members, we might have a question that where is Mahatma Gandhi? So, Mahatma Gandhi was not directly involved in Constituent Assembly, but his ideas, his vision towards the new India was followed. You can see this in his magazine as well, Young India, in 1931. He had spelled out what he wanted the constitution to do. So before starting up with the different ideologies of different leaders, let's jot down certain points what we have studied yet. Guiding values of the Indian Constitution. We can understand the Constitution of India by two ways: by reading the views of some of the major leaders on constitution, and secondly by understanding what the constitution says about its own philosophy. Starting up with Mahatma Gandhi's speech, what he said, let's interpret it. I shall strive for a constitution which will release India from all thraldom and patronage. I shall work for an India in which the poorest shall feel that it is their country, in whose making they have an effective voice. An India in which there shall be no high class and low class of people. An India in which all communities shall live in perfect harmony. There can be no room in such an India for the curse of untouchability or the curse of the intoxicating drinks and drugs. Women will enjoy the same rights as men. I shall be satisfied with nothing else. So, with this, you can conclude that Mahatma Gandhi was focusing towards a indiscriminating country where there is no high class, no low class, and जहाँ पे untouchabilities को कर्स माना जाता हो. Fine. And he won equal rights for women as well. So this was the idea for New India of Mahatma Gandhi. This dream of an India that has eliminated inequality was shared by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, who played a key role in the making of the constitution. So, towards the inequality which was prevailing in India, to eradicate such inequality, even Dr. B.R. Ambedkar has played a significant role. Let's see what he wants to say. On the 26th of January 1950, we are going to enter a life of contradictions. In politics, we will have equality, and in social and economic life, we will have inequality. In politics, we will be recognizing the principle of one man, one value, and one value, one vote. In our social and economic life, we shall, by reason for our social and economic structure, continue to deny the principle of one man, one value. How long shall we continue to live this life of contradictions? How long shall we continue to deny equality in our social and economic life. If we continue to deny it for long, we will do so only by putting our political democracy in peril. So, this was the idea of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. He says that हमें इंडिपेंडेंस तो मिल रही है 26 को, हम हमें कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन तो बन रहा है, बट वी आर एंटरिंग इनटू द लाइफ ऑफ अ कॉन्ट्रडिक्शन. व्हाट इज़ कॉन्ट्रडिक्शन? इट्स कि हम दिखा कुछ और रहे हैं और हो कुछ और रहा है. वाई ही सेइंग सो? क्योंकि हम पॉलिटिकली तो इक्वालिटी दिखा रहे हैं कि वन मैन इज़ इक्वल टू वन वैल्यू, fine, but in actual there is inequality in social and economic life. Fine. So he wants कि हमें वहाँ पे भी equality लानी है, not only on papers, not only by saying, but also in practice. So this was the idea of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Now let's see what Jawaharlal Nehru wants to say, and I hope you might have read about his famous speech which he delivered on the midnight of 15th August 1947. What was the name of that speech? Tryst with Destiny. Let's see. Years ago, we made a tryst with destiny, and now the time comes when we shall redeem our pledge, not wholly or in full measure, but very substantially. At the stroke of the midnight hour, when the world sleeps, India will awake to life and freedom. A movement comes, which comes but rarely in history, when he step out from the old to the new, when an age ends, and when the soul of a nation, long suppressed, finds utterance. It is fitting that at this solemn moment we take the pledge of dedication to the service of India and her people, and to the still larger cause of humanity. Freedom and power brings responsibility. The responsibility rests upon this assembly, a sovereign body representing the sovereign people of India. Before the birth of freedom, we have endured all the pains of labor, and our hearts are heavy with the memories of this sorrow. Some of those pain continues even now. Nevertheless, the past is over, and it is the future that beckons to us now. That future is not one of the ease or resting, of incense striving, so that we may fulfill the pledge we have so often taken, and the one we shall take together. The service of India means the service of the millions who suffer. It means the ending of poverty and ignorance and disease and inequality of opportunities. The ambitions of the greatest man of our generation has been to wipe every tear from every eye that may be beyond us. But as long as there are tears and sufferings, so long our work will not be over. This was the speech made by Jawaharlal Nehru on the midnight of 15th August when India was rising towards independence. The most famous line, at the stroke of the midnight hour, when the world sleeps, India will awake to life and freedom. This is the most famous line from this speech. What does it shows? That at the midnight, when everyone is sleeping throughout the world, India was rising towards awakeness and freedom. Fine. And he says that this we should celebrate this freedom, but we should be responsible, we should be very disciplined, because with this freedom and power it brings responsibilities on us. And what is the responsibility? It is talking about till the poverty is there, ignorance, diseases, inequality is there in our country, we need to work harder to remove those drawbacks, and till that drawbacks are there, like tears and suffering, it is there, our work is not over. We shall continue to work to bring more modification and more success for our country. So this was all about the ideas and dreams of our leaders towards the Constitution of India. So let's draw on some of the points. Dreams and the promises. Mahatma Gandhi, in his magazine Young India in 1931, spelled out what he wanted the Constitution to do. B.R. Ambedkar criticized Mahatma Gandhi and his vision. Jawaharlal Nehru gave speech on midnight of August 15, 1947. He stated, "When the world sleeps, India will awake to life and freedom. Freedom and power brings responsibilities. Service of India means service to the million who suffers. The ambition of the greatest man of our generation has been to wipe every tears from every eye." So this was the conclusion from the speeches given by the three main leaders, Mahatma Gandhi, B.R. Ambedkar and Jawaharlal Nehru. Thank you. We will continue in the next video.